Okay, hello and welcome back for the seventh session of the video series in which we are going to look over the assignments which I have given in the previous video. Now, if you remember, in the previous session, we have learned how to create rectangle and how to create polygons. And along with that, I have given you some practice assignments, some practice diagram. So in this video, I'll be explaining you how to complete those practice assignment or practice diagram which I have given you in the previous one. Now, starting with this one, okay, this was the biggest one you can say technically, and this was the very important one. Now in this case, I have told you like you can use any command, any method you want to. Okay, you can do however you want to. You can create this diagram in whichever way you are comfortable with. Okay, so here, see, starting a diagram is very important. Technically, if you want to create any diagram, any complex diagrams, from where you are starting is going to be very important, and that will come with the practice. That is something which will come with an experience. So if you practice more number of diagrams, it will be easier for you to identify from where you're going to start your diagram, and also how you're going to plan it, how you're going to finish it, which command will be used technically to create this kind of diagram. So whenever I look personally on any diagram, in my mind, I automatically have a path like using this set of commands, I'm going to complete this diagram. Okay, so that will start happening once you start practicing. Okay, now for this diagram, I would like to start from this point. Okay, this point where the line of length 10 is ending. You will understand why I'm starting it from here. Okay, but I would like to start my diagram from this point. Now I'll enter for line. I'll not place my point here because I know if this point, if I place here, my diagram will overlap this area. Okay, because my diagram is going to go over this area. So I would rather start from here. So let's say I want to start my point from here. Okay, I'll do some basic setting. You don't have to do this. So I'll go for line. I start from here. My ortho is on. So now I'm creating a line of length 10. So here I have created a line of length 10. Then a line of length 20. Okay, pretty simple so far. Then a line of length 90. Then a line of length 37. Then a line of length 10 again. Then a line of length. Okay, so for this line, the length is not given. Okay, for this particular line, the length is not given. So I cannot technically create that line as of now. Okay, so what I can do is, if you have faced a similar difficulty, you can assume any value. As of now, the length for this line is 24. So here I'm creating a line with a length of 24. Then this line with a length of 30. Then this line with a length of 15. Then again this line with a length of 23. So because of this dimension, if you haven't completed a diagram, don't worry about it. You can still have a look here and you can try after this. Then here we'll create a line of length 8. And now finally what I can do, rather than calculating what will be the angle, what will be the relative rectangular coordinates and anything for this angular line, I'll simply choose to close. Okay, now because I have restarted my diagram from here, the line is automatically closing to that point. So what I'll do is I'll go for L enter line. I'll start from this point and finish over this point. So this way also I can create a close object. So these are different problems you might face when you're creating a diagram. Okay, and this is kind of a solution which we are looking at. Okay, so that is the reason these practice diagrams are quite important, so that you can understand what kind of problems you might have and how actually to solve those kind of problems. Now next thing what we need to do is we need to create this rectangle of 21 by 21, which is at the distance of 20 from this side and at the distance of 60 from this side. Now the distance what I have given is till the center of these two objects. Okay, so I don't really want to identify the center. I want to identify the start point or this corner point. Okay, so let's say this corner point, if I minus half of 21 from 60, half of 21 is 11.5. Okay, so if I subtract 11.5 from 60, then you will understand this will be the start point here. The value, the returning value will be the start point here, and this value will be the end point or the midpoint here. Now because I've already explained you how to create polygon command, okay, or how to use polygon command, so I'm not going to create this with the help of line or with the help of rectangle. Rather I would create this with the help of polygon. Now first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle of diameter 21 exactly at this point. Okay, so I'm going to create a circle of diameter 21 exactly at this point. So how to get to that point? So I'll go for line, L enter. I'll start a line from here. So I want to go up by 60, or we can say I want to go left by 20. So I'll type at the rate minus 20 for going left by 20, comma, I want to go up by 60. So I'll type 60 here. Okay. Now if I press enter, you can see my line is getting created. From this point, it is going to the left by minus 20 and it is going up by 60. So this is technically the location of the center of this particular object, or this particular square, you can say. Okay, now what I can do here is I can create a circle, okay, of diameter. So I am activating the diameter option, 21. You already know how to create a circle. Okay, you have already practiced. If you haven't, you can check the previous videos to understand how to create a circle and respective things. Now I'll delete the line, okay, because I don't really need the line there. So technically I have a circle in place of my rectangle or my square. Now what I can do now is I can go to polygon, POL, enter. Okay, now I want to create a polygon with 4 sides, so I'll go for 4 sides. Okay, then the center of the polygon will be here. My polygon will be circumscribed about the circle. Okay, so I'm going to choose circumscribe here, or I can press C, enter for circumscribe. And then I'm going to create a polygon till any one quadrant, or you can say with a radius of 11.5, that is half of 21. Okay, so here the circle diameter is 21, sorry, 10.5, that is half of 21. So that was my mistake. So again, I'll go for polygon with 4 number of sides, specifying this as the center, circumscribed about circle, and then this polygon will be of 10.5. Okay, and you can see I have successfully created this rectangle or this square. Okay, so this is how you can complete this diagram. Okay, now I'll come to this topic again because we are yet to see this diagrams here. Okay, so here I have used polygon to complete this diagram. You can also create lines, you can also create rectangles, whichever command you are comfortable with, you can do it in that way. But I just made the drawing a little easier by choosing polygon over any other command. Now let's start with this 2 examples. Okay, here I want to create a rectangle of dimension 75 by 30. So for rectangle, if you remember, the command is REC enter. Okay, the command is REC enter. When I press REC enter, it will ask me to specify the first corner point. So that is from where you want to start your rectangle. So I'll specify first corner point somewhere over here. That is from this point I want to start my rectangle. Now it is asking me to specify other corner point, and if I randomly do so, then my rectangle will not have any size. Okay, so what I'll do, REC enter rectangle, I'll specify the first corner point here, and rather than specifying the other corner point, I have an option of providing dimension. Okay, so for dimension here I'm going to press D to activate dimensions, or you can click over the dimension option as well. Then I'm going to specify the length of my rectangle as 75, because here I have to create a rectangle with a length of 75, and the width for my rectangle is 30, because I want to create a rectangle with a width of 30. And if I press enter, this is how the rectangle is getting created. Now because we started from this point, the rectangle is asking for the placement, whether I want to place it here, 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 or here. Okay, so I'll place it here by clicking over there. Okay, so here I have created a rectangle of 75 by 30. Okay, always remember, length is not a longer value, it is always a value along x. Okay, so many people get confused. In this rectangle, many people will say the length is 60. It is not like that. For AutoCAD, the length is 30 and the width is 60, because length is always the horizontal value, width is always the vertical value. Now I'll again go for rectangle for the second diagram. Okay, specify first corner point, I'll specify here somewhere. Then I'll go for dimension option rather than specifying the second corner point. Then I'll define the dimension length as 30, because that is the horizontal value, that is the length, and the width as 60, that is the vertical value, that is the width. Okay, so this is how we can create a rectangle of 30 by 60. Okay, so I hope you got how we will create these 2 diagrams, or how we can use rectangle command to create these 2 diagrams. Okay, now in the next 2 diagrams, we have to create a circle of diameter 50. So let's first create a circle of diameter 50. So I'll create a circle here. Either you can create a circle with a radius value of 25, or you can create a circle with a diameter value of 50, whichever you are feeling comfortable with. Okay, so now I want to create a polygon here inside the circle, and here I want to create a polygon outside the circle. Now if you remember, in the previous video I have asked you one question. The question was how many sides a polygon can have. Okay, the question was how many minimum number of sides and maximum number of sides a polygon can have. So if you have identified or given the answer in the comment box, I'll go through it. Okay, but for your information, the minimum number of sides a polygon can have is 3. So that means a triangle. Okay, so whenever you create a polygon with 3 sides, it's a triangle. Okay, similarly, the maximum number of sides a polygon can have, if you can guess, it's 1024. Okay, I'll give you a proper explanation for that as well. Now, first I will be explaining you that concept of how minimum and maximum side works, and then we'll go towards solving these 2 examples. So for polygon, I'll press POL. Minimum number of sides is 3. and here I'll specify the center of the polygon, and I'll choose any of the option, inscribed or circumscribed. I'll just create a random polygon here with 3 sides. Again, I'll go for polygon. This time I'll go for 4 sides. Again, the center here, inscribed, and again I'm creating a polygon with 4 sides. Then again I'll go for polygon. This time 5 sides. Again I'm specifying the center here. Inscribed, circumscribed, any option, doesn't really matter. I'm creating a polygon with 5 sides. Same, I'm going for 6 side now. So I've created few polygons with different number of sides. Okay, so as we know, as we have 3 sides here, the angle between the side is 60. As the number of side increases, like to 4, the angle increases to 90. Again, if the number of side increases to 5, the angle changes to 108. If thus again the number of side changes, the angle changes to 120. Similarly, if there is 8-sided polygon, the angle will be 135. So as we know, as we go with more number of sides, the angle between the side gradually increases. Okay, so this angle and this angle gradually increases. And at one point, the angle will be 179 degree. Okay, for example, if I create a polygon, let's say with 1025 side, which is not the maximum number. So here the software is telling me requires an integer between 3 and 1024. I hope you all know what is integer. If you don't, please comment in the section below. I'll explain you what are integers. But here I'm going to specify 1024 as the maximum number of value, and I'll create a polygon from it. It looks like a circle because there are too many sides. But if I click, you can see these are all individual sides, and the angle between these 2 sides is 179 degrees. Because as soon as the polygon reaches the angle of 180 degree, it cannot be a polygon. It cannot get closed. Okay, so that is the reason we have the maximum limit of 1024. Okay, for the polygon. So this was the understanding for this question. Basically, that we have minimum and maximum number of sides to 3 and 1024. Now, coming to the example again, coming to the solution to this, I'll go for polygon. Now, first I want to create a polygon with 6 sides. So here it is asking me, POL enter number of sides. So here I'm going to specify I want to create a polygon with 6 sides. Now it is asking me for the center of the polygon. I'm going to define this as the center. Now it is asking me to choose whether I want to create a polygon inscribed in the circle or circumscribed about the circle. So I will choose inscribed by pressing I enter. Now it is asking me for the radius of the circle. The diameter of the circle is 50, so the radius is going to be 25. If I press enter, I can see a polygon is created inside this circle. But there is one visual difference. If you see, the one which I have asked you and the one which is getting done by the software is visually different. Okay, why it is different? Because here it is slightly rotated, or the corner is on the top. So how we can achieve that? Okay, I'll explain you that. I'll delete the polygon. Again, go for polygon, enter, POL. Then number of side is set to 6 again. Center will be placed here. Again, I'm going for inscribed value. This time, rather than providing the radius 25, so if I provide the radius 25, it will create a polygon like this. Okay, what I can actually do is, I can technically click here. Okay, this will again ensure the radius is 25 because I'm clicking on the circle. But it will also help me to control the orientation of my polygon. Okay, same I'll do with the next one. POL enter, number of side is set to 6, and then I'll click this as a center, then circumscribe. Okay, and this time I'm going to click here so that I can get the respective output. Okay, so sometimes it is efficient for you to click to get the respective output. So that is the reason I have given you this example. Okay, and coming to the last one, POL enter polygon. Again, I'll set the number of sides to 6. This time I'm going to use the edge method because I want to create a polygon with the edge length of 25. Okay, so I'm going to use the edge method, and here I'm going to specify the first point. I'll activate ortho and specify the next point with a length of 25, and it is done. Okay, so this is how you can create all these examples which I have given to you. Okay, so I hope these examples are clear and how to practice this assignments is clear, and this was a quick revision of polygon command. Okay, and from the next video onwards, we are going to go away from these basic tools and we are going to go towards more advanced modification tools, which we are going to see from the next lecture onwards. So from next lecture onwards, the practice diagram, you can say difficulty is going to increase. Okay, as well as the knowledge is going to increase. Okay, so I hope you guys will be able to continue with this. Okay, so thank you very much and have a great day.